Hello everybody, this is Steve22 here. I am going to be making a adaptive music mod framework tutorial. It has been asked for so long. I didn't mean to do this so late, but okay. Because I know that there's been people asking about confusion and need to get some clarification on a couple things. So we're just going to go through this step by step. Hopefully I'm not going to try to take long explaining things, but we're going to go through this step by step right from the source. So I'm gonna get my latest adaptive thing here, download it. So I just downloaded it. Going to folder here. All right. For some reason my taskbar is not working. All right. So let's do this. We're gonna extract it. You could either use Windows open and extract features or 7-zip or WinRAR or whatever you want, but I use 7-zip primarily sometimes. So we're going to extract to this folder, and then bam, can I get this? All right, so within the contents, you're going to see a setup guide. Well, uh, stupid license crap. All right, 1 second. I do open with WordPad because this is how I originally formatted it, so it'd be universal. All right, we're going to go through step by step. So, for one, if you make any additional modifications not added by me, I do not provide support for that. I may offer suggestions, but I'm not going to fix it for you. So get that out of the way. So, but you can still ask questions in our Discord. Or, yeah, the Discord. Yep. So, next, you'll need to have PBO Manager, which in the Discord, I do have within the mod templates section here. Because Armaholic's gone. It died. RIP. Alright, so we're gonna go back to this. Reason why I say People Manager, I set this entire mod folder template up to use this kind of better. I do have no idea how to use the Bohemia Interactive Packer for PBOs, so I just use this. Also, it gives you a right-click tool, so why not? And I know people have done it with the Bohemia Interactive software, but I have no idea how to do it. So if you ask me on that, don't expect the answer of me to be useful. Um, so I do have a GitHub here for the actual PBO manager online as well. If you felt like doing it there as well, in case you're looking at this from the Steam page side. Well, I guess I did put that in there. So for audio files, you will need a conversion software. I prefer Switch Convert. It might not be necessary anymore, but what I do is there's like a convert it to like OGG format. So if I go back to my folder here, folder up, I have my files here properly formatted. I'll probably discuss it a little bit later. So here, go into add-ons folder. You're going to go into the folder called adapt. All right, stupid taskbar. All right, so next step you're going to go to is adapt folder, add-ons, adapt. You're going to see here and here. I'm just going to put my music in there. Cool. So now we get all those in there. Next, we're going to go back to the guide here. Oh. All right. Oh, right. You'll need to have your music in a specific format. Typically, This is my usual format. And with that, what switch convert does, all right, so I got switch convert here. So this is what it is. I probably haven't updated mine in a few years, but it works. So how you would do this, right? Stupid Windows, of course. So you would usually put this through Audacity to get your format, or you can edit your songs there. And then what you do here, set the wave options, set to the specific settings, and cancel. And then once you're done with that, put your wave file that gets generated out here. Oh, sorry. Put it back to OGG options. Typically I set the highest, but if you're trying to go for like a lot of songs within a mod, I recommend keeping it under 2 gigabytes in size total for your entire mod, because the PBOs will not sign with the key tool if you have it over 2 gigs. So you can adjust your quality here, or however you want to do it. You don't have to use Switch for this, but I just use it because it's a little easier. But that's how that happens. All right, so now I got that there. Next, you're going to edit the config file. So you don't have to have Notepad++. WordPad works, Notepad works. For me, I'm pretty basic. I just use Notepad most of the time. Or actually, yeah, I'm just gonna open this up in Notepad because I hate having to finagle with a WordPad this time. You can use it anyway. So here, what we're gonna look at here. Now, the prefix of the mod you're gonna need to know about. So that's what you're gonna start the paths with, A3adapt. And how do you know what your prefix is, you say? There's a prefix file here. Open with Notepad. Literally, that's all you put in there. If you wanted to make it specific for your mod, you can change that. But I'm going to mention it later why I would kind of just leave it alone unless you want to do that. But that's what's going to be used at the root of all of your song targeting paths. So let's go through here. There's a class name for the tracks here. Make sure your brackets are correct, or else you're going to see some weirdness. So the name field I never actually finished, but I just use it here as a identifier if you want a special comment it. But here you're going to put track name. Do not use spaces. Use underscores. Minus signs I think also cause problems. So these underscores if you want to use spaces for the names. So track 01 or track underscore 01, not track spaces 01. No commas around us. Leave it kind of like that, or just follow that pattern. Next, you're going to want your path. So where is this going to be? The A3adapt track name. That's fine. I thought I had that marked out, but yeah, down here. Okay, so this is going to be music, track 1. Yep, so that's fine. Actually, wait, what are we having here? Oh, before I forget. So duration, people have asked what this is. Length of audio in seconds. How do you tell what that is? I usually use Audacity. So Audacity here. Back to music. Put my file in here. What you're gonna do, set your indicator at the end of the track. And instead of samples, you're gonna set the seconds. So it's gonna be at 85 seconds. So for this particular track, we're gonna label it track 1. Leave that alone. So set duration to 85. Let's leave all that alone. So here, this is gonna be lab. So next, I guess you might want to understand, like, okay, what kind of music are we talking about here? Oh, right. Duh. Okay, so this type of song, I would probably suggest. Oh, would you look at that? Actually, this is kind of accurate how I would want it. Maybe not skydive. Maybe it's this track will only play if the world is on daytime or at nighttime, or if it rains, or if the world has a fog over a certain percentage. Oh, make sure you don't have extra commas. Or if your character's scuba diving underneath the surface of the water 5 meters, I think, or 3 meters. A submarine is when you're in the submarine below the water. All right. So to identify what parameters we have available here. So you got daytime, pretty self-explanatory, nighttime, rain, fog, skydiving. So your character has to be above, I think, 50 meters above the ground for this to play. So if you're in a helicopter or if you're in a plane, before you jump, it's going to play the song meant for planes or helicopters. Or if you're doing a halo jump, teleport, it'll probably likely be daytime, whatever parameter is. I think if it's above 40% rain or something like that, or 30% rain and above 40% fog, that's when these will start playing. So like heavy rain sort of deal. All right. But you can have as many of these as you want. You don't have to be restricted to this stuff here. You could literally call it car, daytime, combat, all that. So, all right, next we're gonna say here. We'll do the next track here. I might just cut ahead. All right, so you probably got to get to this point, like on the when you have like the 3 of these tracks, is like, okay, how do I make another class name for a song? Pretty simple. Just gotta basically just copy that. Make sure you're a line down or two. Just evenly space it, I guess, if you want. And then paste the entire thing. Just make sure open bracket, close bracket, before and after. The stuff within there. Leave this one down here alone because this one closes out, if I remember correctly, all the way up here actually, surprisingly, which is kind of weird. I thought I commented that one out, but okay. So here, now, you got this, so you're gonna hit title this track 4. Alright, so now that that's done, let's double check here. So track 2, maybe this one here. Yeah, that song's fine for that. So if I do this one, that's fine. Actually, so how this works as well, so just to give you an idea, these are basically playlists. The song can be reused in any of these playlists as much as you want. And then, yeah. So track 4, I'm going to say time. Fog. Rain. Dive. Yeah, scuba dive. Sure. So that works. Alright. So now we basically got our music set up. Yep. So the biggest thing you want to make sure is I also label this here in the guide. Oh, yeah, I also have it all listed here. So also, make sure all the parameters are used at least once throughout all the songs. Uh, just have at least one. So if you don't even use Combat Fog at all, just have it on one song. The same with anything else. If you didn't use it often or didn't even use it at all. So duration of each song class. So if you have no sound or like your songs are cut off too soon, check your durations of seconds. Also, make sure there's not a typoed parameter. Sometimes this thing will spit out errors saying, what's this? I don't know what this is. There's no parameter defined for this. All right. So also, CBA has a menu system. So for game options, you can configure it for yourself, or you can turn on and off the adaptive music mode. And if you want to see what track is playing for yourself, you can enable the debug mode, and it puts like a HUD in the top right of your corner screen. And to do this, it's going to be the CBA settings list here. And it's going to literally be these 4 lines here. So if I go to my folder here, open up CBA settings, .qf. All right. So you're going to see enable adaptive music. We're going to leave these things alone, so the things in quotation marks here. We're just going to say tutorial. Alright, so there. So now this menu here will say Adaptive Arma 3 Music Tutorial on the line as the add-on listing. So if you want to have your classification on the list and make it a little easier to identify, that's how you do that. And this only synchronizes per player. This is not synchronized by server. All this is client side. If I have to reiterate that again and again. Alright, so basically at this point, you're done. And what you're going to do is pack this into a PBO file here. So close that out. Make sure my other file's not open. Close that out. Go back out here. Right click. Go to PBO Manager. Pack. You're going to see like a little command prompt window. It didn't open on this screen, but okay. So basically, this is the mod. And apparently I don't see a prefix in here. Alright. So, no. Makes you wonder if they put the Arma 3 naming this way it is, so it shows up on almost every single list because it starts with an A. Alright, so you're gonna basically find your local mod here. You're gonna select your mod folder there, the at, not within here, the at. I'm gonna unload all. Load that. CVA. So those two should be the only things loaded right now for when you test your mod. Alright, so now we're gonna hit play. So my one big indicator for how to know that a mod actually works, sometimes you're gonna hear the music play right as the game starts for a split second, then that menu music kicks in. So we're gonna go to Stratus here. Just place it like a simple rifleman. Of course, can't get to it. Right now you hear music playing. Yeah, after if you fire a lot or take damage, you'll switch to combat music. So let's just take a quick walk. Yep, and it switches back. So, since I only had like one song, it'll just go to that one song, but it'll randomly select a song within the set parameters. So right now, so let's say, go to camera here, set the daytime to about nighttime. There it goes. So yeah, the nighttime one finally plays. So yeah, that's about it, folks. I hope you understood how this process is. Can be quite cumbersome, I get it. There's not really an easy way to do it. Like a pre-made application that makes your configs, you're just gonna have to be careful on how you write your configs. Oh, before I forget, if you want to change your prefixes, this in the document here. Extras. Yes, I did. If you want to change the A3 adapted prefix, go to prefix file. Then you can change it to example or whatever. But for the love of everything, please note this is what you'll be referencing on every single path in the mod, every single file. If one path isn't fixed, your mod may not work. That is a biblical truth about this mod. You change that prefix, it breaks everything. So what do I mean? So go to the music player here. You're going to want to change your prefixes here. Change your prefixes. Yeah, right here, like all these things right here. Basically anything with an A3 adapt in front of it, every single file, all of them gotta be changed. Could probably do a find and replace. I think the one that is always yeah, this is the one that controls everything. So if you really wanted to see how it looked in here, if you want, like even if you wanted to make it more simplified, you can do that. This is open source. Feel free to edit anything, but I'm not responsible for it. But prefixes, change everything. Don't forget mod breaky if you change the prefixy. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. And if you're for some reason having trouble with it, yeah, feel free to put something in our Discord So yeah, um, so yeah, share this mod around with your friends. Spread awareness that this mod exists for Arma 3. If someone wants to help me with Reforger, go ahead, because I have absolutely no idea where to start with that. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Hope this gave you some insight on how this works or how to set this up. So yeah, have a good day, guys.